as I was editing, I realized I started reading some of the comments, and I wanted to let the people that are doing this know, if you try to spoil anything on my page, my YouTube page, or any page that I have, you will be blocked forever. They have a little button I can press on YouTube that will exclude you completely from watching my videos. If you have an opinion, say it's your opinion. If you start saying who's going home because you're trying to spoil it, you will be blocked forever from all my, you may not care, that's fine. Then just get blocked. But I'm not going to have the people that's enjoying my channel get disrupted by someone that's trying to spoil the season. So again, do not say anything. If you know what's happening in this season, I don't want to know. And don't write it on my page, or I'll read it all. I will block you, and that'll be it. What's up, y'all? So I want to do a top 5 in who's playing the best, in my opinion, right now. So I know I'm going to get a lot of hate on this. It's okay. Remember, this is my opinion, only my opinion, and everybody has a right to their own opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and start with number 5, and that will be Natalie. Now, I know she has voted out the game. I'm aware of that. But we have to understand. Now, I see some people talking about it's not fair. Natalie gets to come back into the game, and somebody may get voted off like later on the game. They'll have no tokens, and Natalie started from the beginning. She has, right now she has 4 tokens. So I think it's fair because it's part of the game now. Whatever they say, whatever the theme may be, you have to immediately assess that in your mind and work with that as part of the game. So I think Natalie is doing her best in assessing Edge of Extinction, getting it part of the game strategically, and moving forward that way. And the best thing that she can do is find tokens to try to get back into the game, and then immediately she may have an idol. She's definitely going to have an advantage to get back into the game. So, last time they did Edge of Extinction, nobody liked it. This time, people are starting to like it. And I see why. You have to play the game on Edge of Extinction. You can't just sit there and lay around. Last time, that's what they did. The guy that came back into the game actually won the game. So this time, I think it's different. If Natalie gets back into the game, and she has an idol, and then she starts playing, strategically to set herself up, she makes it to the end, I think she'd deserve, people to at least think about, does she have a shot to win the game? Now, yes, she doesn't have to play strategically mentally. She does in the challenges. We just seen that in this last challenge, but she doesn't have to run around. She don't have any stress of getting voted out because she's already voted out. And that's a big deal. So her getting back into the game is a free mind. She's not been running around. She's not been stabbing people in the back. She's just sitting there, Edge of Extinction and trying to get back into the game. But I'm going to go ahead and put her at number 5 because she's working so hard. I have to give her credit for that. And I have. Number 5. Number 4. Now, I know I'm going to get flack on this. I know for a fact, because this person, Adam, I'm giving him number 4. Now, I could have easily went with Yule, Wendell, maybe even Ben. But I'm going with Adam because I think that he's playing hard. And you can't disagree with that. The guy's playing the game. Yes, he went to Rob. He told Rob what was going on. He didn't do that because he was stupid. He did that because he was trying to implement Rob into his strategic play. Now, I thought that he thought I was thinking he thinks that Rob's going to stop Poverty in the back, make a move, and then come with him. And then he immediately has the meat shield that everybody talks about. He has that in Rob. For some reason, I don't think Rob's going to last too much longer when the merge happens. Now, I mean the swap. I think the swap's about to happen. We all seen it. Matter of fact, I know it's about to happen. They showed it on the secret scene type thing. And now everybody thinks Adam's in trouble. When that swap happens, all of a sudden he's a free man again. All of a sudden it's a new game. When that swap happens, a new game for him. It's not a new game for Rob. Everything stays the same for him. And I think that he's in big trouble this season this episode, if that happens. So I know the people that love Wendell and Yul and Ben, and I know that they think, they deserve to be, at least in the top 5. I think Adam's playing a good game, even though sometimes you have to realize there's a fine line between a great player and a terrible player. Just think, heroes versus villains. JT making that move by giving me the idol. If that it was one of the worst moves in history. He won an award for it, right? Giving me the idol. But let's say that worked. That would have been one of the greatest moves, top 10 greatest moves in the history of the game. Just like that. So he went from the worst player, not the worst player, but the worst move, to maybe one of the greatest moves in history. So just because I think going to Rob, talking to him, was a bold strategic play by him that didn't work. Now, he's still in the game. The first episode, he worked his way in to being right where he is today. You got to remember, first episode, they were looking at him. He was gone. He said, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to take care of this. And he did. He's still in the game. Swap's about to happen. He's right in the middle of it all. Number 3. My number 3 is Michele. Now, I know a lot of you don't see Michele doing much. I've been watching the secret scenes. She's doing a lot. She has a strong alliance in Jeremy. I think that they are 100% controlling the game. Now, on their side, we can see strategic play happen because they go to tribal a lot. On the other side, we don't see much happening because they just recently went to tribal, and we don't see the strategic. And when they did go to tribal, all they were talking about was being starstruck. So we really didn't see that much gameplay when they went. Now, my number 2 happens to be on that side, and that's Tony. I think Tony's playing an amazing game. I think that he is... The first time Tony played, he did an amazing job. It was considered... People arguably said it was one of the greatest performances in history. It mirrored my performances. And then the second time he played, it was terrible, horrendous. Not something like, we're voting Tony out because he's a threat. He just went out running around like a llama, screaming and hollering, looking for the idol immediately. So it made him, he did really well to very poorly. It made him look like a very bad player the second time. And people started questioning, is he really that good? Because of what he did the second time he played. It was just a bad decision, him running around like that. I don't know what was going through his mind. It didn't make sense to me either. But I'm sure it didn't make sense to Tony. He was probably embarrassed by it. And I think now he's like, I'm sitting back. I'm going to sit here. I'm not looking for idols. I'm not doing none of that crazy stuff. And I am going to let things happen around me, try to control a little bit, talk to people a little bit. I think he's doing a great job. And I could see him, slipping further and further. I didn't have Tony in my pre-alliance. My pre-stuff going that far. Now, I see him making the merge, and I see him doing well, because as long as he keeps it cool and keeps a level head, I think Tony can go far in the game. Right now, he's doing a great job. Number 1, it has to be Jeremy. Now, earlier I said Michele and Jeremy are in control of their tribe. I think once the swap happens, they're going to take control of the game. Both of them. Now, The only reason I don't have Michele at number 1 is because we're seeing Jeremy doing a lot because of production. I seriously think that Michele is in control of that. But since we don't see it, I'm saying that Jeremy is number 1. So now Jeremy is playing a good strategic game. He's playing a good social game. Now he's playing the best game so far this season. But, and I think it will still happen when the swap happens. So that's why I put him number 1. I think he still has a good hold on things. But what's going to happen is they're going to say that Jeremy will win this game if he gets to the end. So later on, 4 or 5 episodes into the merge, I think that'll start happening. And then that's when Jeremy will be in trouble, not because of his gameplay, because he's a threat. So I have Jeremy at my number 1 spot. Comment below who you think your top 5 is, and hit that notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Today I was bored, so I was like, might as well do something. Might as well get this done and, have something going on today. So I appreciate you guys watching, and keep hope alive.